So I'm having a walk and I'm just thinking to myself, right, about how the ego processes and how the ego plays around with our sense of importance. If you think about it in this graduation where there's you, right? And then you have a couple of people around you, like let's say your immediate family members around you. They are the only ones who have been showing you a great deal of love and adoration. Then you branch out of that family system and you meet people who are not family, but they're still within a small degree from the world, right? And then they show you a sense of love and adoration. Then you branch out of that network and you interact with people who you may have never met in person, and they could be across the ocean from you, and they show you a sense of love and adoration. What do you think that does to the ego? What do you think that does to the sense of importance in the world? What? It expands your sense of importance. It makes you feel omnipotent, right? It makes you feel greater than anything. You're not a small pebble anymore. You are a large mountain. That's what exposure does to the ego. Now you put this on everything. Put it on the idea of celebrity. Put it on the idea of a public figure. Put it on the idea of an influencer. Put it on the idea of someone who has money. For those who have celebrity, for those who have influence, a little bit of humility comes a long way. Once you lose that sense of humility, you are now playing with an ego. And if you play with an ego, you might lose and you might have a really large drop when reality sinks in that your sense of importance is not as grand or even valid as a sense of importance as someone who does not have your level of exposure. Some people like the gym. For me, this is my gym. A nice nature trail can be cooped up in a concrete building with equipment. I gotta sweat in nature. I mean, they do have those nature gyms, right? Those kind of like park gyms. If I see one, I'll show you. But give me a nice long walk, man, to clear my mind. That's really all I need. Give me some nature. I mean, you hear construction, but like this shit. They're fixing the roads over there behind me. Just give me a piece of nature and a nice trail, and you got me. I just saw a butterfly. That was beautiful. I see one of those public park gyms that I was talking about. Let's get closer to it and you will see it too. They have the weights and everything. Look at that. These ones are a little different. They're all different. They have this little pull-up thing. They have some steps. And it's cute because they give you directions on how to use them. But yeah, that's what I was talking about. A bit of advice for people who are used to doing nature trails and nature walks, especially if you're not used to it. If you're used to it, you could probably do this and not have it affect you. But if you're not used to doing nature trails, especially in the bleeding sun like I'm experiencing, do not eat a big meal. I mean, I didn't, but I learned from experience. Do not eat a big meal. Don't. Take snacks with you, obviously. Maybe drink, a smoothie or a shake or something. Maybe have some, nuts or granola bar. But do not eat a big meal and go on a nature walk. You will not enjoy it. It would be torturous and your stamina will lack. Trust and believe. That's just a bit of advice. I'm almost done anyway, but the sun definitely came out to play. The sun absolutely came out to play, but I'm almost done. That's just my bit of advice. Stay cool. So I was excited and I was thinking about the finish line instead of just enjoying the journey, and I started to speed up in my pace. I've had a good pace since I started my walking. And then when I started to speed up because I was thinking about the finish line, I almost fainted. But I took my time. I stopped, took some nice breaths, squatted down, to slow down my heart rate. And then as I squatted down, I realized, oh, you're Russian, girl, relax. There's no race. It's just you today on this trail. And you didn't come out to race with anyone. You just came out to clear your mind. Stick to your intention, stick to your mission of just clearing your mind, and not the mission of completing the trail. Then I started to feel better. And then as I started to feel better, I found this rock that I'm sitting on. And I decided to take a nice sit and a nice deep breath in and a nice enjoyment of the trail. And it feels really good under this tree. Even with all that construction noise in front of me. They really do fuck up the ambience, don't they? Right? They're fixing civilization. Industrializing civilization. I finished the trail. Well, I have like a couple of feet, a couple of steps really. But I'm pretty much done. My butt hurts. Oi. Sweating like a pig because it's hot. Well, July in San Antonio, right? It's bleeding, right? I mean, I don't mind it. People can complain about the heat all they want. Most of them are going to be in their cars anyway, or indoors. They're not going to be in the heat. And in the winter, they're going to be indoors and in their cars chasing the heat. So, like, please, give me a break. Let me sit.